Hi everybody. What is he up to now? Well, I'll tell you, I'm up to another one of my not very well thought out ideas. Probably a bad idea. I get things in my head though, and this could have waited. I had the idea of making a video seeking a geocache on my e-bike for the first time. I've never been geocaching on my e-bike that I recall. I looked on my computer sitting at my desk for some of the new geocaches, or ones that I haven't found, that were put in place after I quit geocaching for health reasons. Not that geocaching was bad for my health, I just couldn't get out and do it anymore. But I've got my mobility back and been doing some geocaching, and I think I'm like 48 away from finding 2,000 geocaches. So I've kind of committed to folding geocaching into my YouTube channel a little bit more than I have in the past, and try to get to 2,000. It's a pretty nice landmark, or benchmark, I guess you'd say, or whatever. You know what I mean. But where I'm going is a pretty interesting place. I made a video there before, pretty early on after I started publishing videos. It's at a section of Brenham, Texas, called Camp Town. And it's called Camp Town because originally it was a camp at the edge of Brenham, and it was a camp for Union soldiers. After the Civil War, check it out. Somebody hit a tree. I wonder what they were doing. Obviously not paying attention. And oops. Hey, I'm trying to video here. You pull right out in front of my camera there. So the wrecker's already here. Hope everybody's all right. I don't know if you can see that car, but they hit that tree dead center. T-boned it, as they say. Sir, are they okay? They're going to be all right, though? Yeah. The officer said they're going to be all right. They took them to the hospital to check them out, and they're going to be fine. And that's good news. And I'm here at the Camp Town Cemetery. Early on in my YouTube creator career, whatever you want to call it, I made a video here. This is a very historic place. I'm not going to get totally into the history. That's for another video. But just the Cliff Notes version of it is this cemetery was the cemetery for what is known as Camp Town. And Camp Town is a section of Brenham, and it's where Union soldiers were stationed after the Civil War. So for Reconstruction, there were certain rules and regulations or whatever that the South had to abide by to incorporate black people into the community peacefully and make sure that they were all truly freed. And if they worked on the farms and ranches or whatever around, that they were paid, compensated, and free to leave at any time if they so choose. All of that kind of stuff. The winning side, the North, had set up some rules and regulations for the South to live by, to try to bring the country back together, right? All right, we are at Camptown Cemetery. The burial ground is the oldest predominantly African American cemetery in Brenham. It dates from the 1860s and has historically been associated with the nearby Mount Rose Missionary Baptist Church. After the Civil War, former Washington County slaves, many of whom also organized Mount Rose and St. John's churches, relocated to the wooded area of what became known as the Camptown Addition. The name is derived from the federal troops who camped here from 1865 to 1868 to keep peace between the emancipated blacks and landowners. A surveyed map of the post dated July 1868 shows the cemetery already in use, just north of the Washington County Railroad near Hog Branch. The 17th Infantry troops maintained a sense of community with the residents of Camptown, offering their dining hall to host worship on Sundays. Among the estimated 400 burials here may be soldiers who were victims of yellow fever outbreaks in 1866 and 67. And there's more. You can pause it and read the rest if you like. All right, let's go find the geocache. They have, this is part of, here at Camptown. There's my transportation, and it is locked to that historic marker. They have this storyboards, and you can pull up an app or go to the website, visit Brenham. They have there's a QR code right there, and and they read this, and it actually has background noises like from those times, which is pretty cool. It reads all of this, but it also has like background noises that you may have heard in the 1860s or whatever period they're talking about. I have the geocache pulled up on my app. It's called Travel to a Real Nail Biter. And we are 250 feet away. Some memorial stones here, some markers that are in really poor condition, especially the older ones. I believe there are probably quite a number of people buried here that they're in an unmarked grave that has not been found. And just ahead of us, up there, is railroad tracks. On the other side of the railroad tracks is a subdivision. We're 30 feet away. I see. Got it. All right. I just remembered something. I read about this, and it taught a certain tool, T-O-T-T, tool of the trade might be needed. I meant to bring, so the name of it is Search for a Real Nail Biter. So the secret is getting this open. This is obviously a geocache. It's not like super secret squirrel hidden. It's out in the open. This is the kind that the trick is, how do you get it open? And I think the trick is to remove this nail. I'm going to be able to do it with my fingernails. Awesome. All right, now I can open this. And look at that. There's the container with the log and some swag in it. Very, very nice. I believe Caden R did this. I appreciate this very much, Caden R. Let me turn my camera around here. See if I can get it to stay up on top of this thing and record me without crashing down. Okay, I have it backwards facing so I can't see the screen. I'm just going to stand in front of the lenses, camera lens, and there's the swag that's in there. Some little plastic little spiders and frogs and just stuff, you know. Cool, very cool. I'm not going to take any swags. I didn't bring anything to leave. I do happen to have, I did think ahead enough to bring a pen this time, which is cool. Good geocache. Glad I did this. I'm glad it didn't take an hour to find, because like I said, there's a storm a-brewing, and I need to get home before that storm hits. I actually want to stop by 30 North and get one of those killer club paninis that they have and have a cold beer. But that might be risky, because then I would be going home after dark and it might be pouring down rain. It might be a lightning storm. I don't even know what today is. What is today? And I see today is the 20th. And now what did I do with my pen? Okay, yeah, I'll get it all sorted out here shortly. I'm just a mess. Okay, here we go. Today is 11, 20, 25. It is 1 week until Thanksgiving. And I'm going to put BSF, which is Blue Stars Forever. Blue Stars Forever, go Cowboys. The Cowboys play the Eagles this coming Sunday, and I'm nervous about that. No chance of making the playoffs if they lose to the Eagles. The Eagles are 8-2, look really strong. The Cowboys defense looked better last week, but against a really bad team, the Raiders, and so it's still a big question mark. The Cowboys are at home, that should help, and they got some new defensive players. Their defense looked better. So I have a ray of hope, a little hope, a smidgen of hope. All right, and we turn this back around here, grab a hold of this camera, and of course, what do? We put geocaches back exactly as we found them. I actually had a geocache one time I couldn't find, and I noticed some kid, the last one to find it, said, "I found it and I re-hid it somewhere you'll never find it." They thought that the idea was to find it and then go hide it somewhere else, not where the coordinates were or the hint said. Good geocache. Good job, Caden R. Awesome, dude. Awesome. That's it. Found it. I'm going to head home. I'm here at the Camptown Cemetery. And I've been thinking about doing another video and kind of encapsulate a lot of, I've done pieces of it, of the whole story of how Camptown ties in to the Brenham Fire Brigade, which was really an underground militia to protect the citizens who were being attacked by some bad actor Union soldiers. And the Union soldiers tried to burn the city of Brenham down twice. And then the Firemen's Brigade, or the Brenham Fire Department, we have Firemen's Park, which came from them, was land donated by them. They played a key role, much more than every fire department in every city is important, an important part of the community. But the Brenham Fire Department, with their history, had a whole other role outside of only fire prevention and putting fires out and saving people because their house was on fire or structure was on fire, whatever. there's a whole nother piece to that. Like another rail, like train tracks. One set of tracks is the fireman part of it, and the other is their history and the role they played through the decades and centuries of Brenham, Texas. It's a pretty cool story, really, and there's books about it. So anyway, that's it. Had a good time. I'm gonna go get on the old e-bike. You know, I've been thinking about something. My e-bike needs a name, and I'm open to suggestions. And I don't want it to be something like everybody would come up with, like Sparky or I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and if anybody wants to leave a suggestion for the name of my e-bike, not Flash, I don't think. I don't know. Anyway, hey, treat other people the way you want to be treated. This is Todd, and that's what I saw today. And treat the critters well, and I'll see you next time.